If you've ever struggled to break a bad habit or start a new one, James Clear's Atomic Habits is about to flip your world upside down. This book doesn't waste time telling you to rely on motivation or willpower. No, Clear cuts straight to the point. Real change happens through small, incremental improvements, what he calls atomic habits. And here's the magic part. Those tiny habits compound into massive results over time. It's not about making radical changes overnight. It's about stacking small wins until they become your new normal. Clear wastes no time with fluff. Right from the start, he tells you the reason most people fail at changing their habits is they focus too much on the goal and not enough on the system. Sounds counterintuitive, right? But think about it. If you want to write a book, focusing solely on the finished manuscript is overwhelming. But if you focus on writing just 200 words a day, that's a system you can handle. And in a few months, bam, you've got a book. The power of incremental growth. Get 1% better every day. Here's an astonishing fact. If you improve by just 1% each day, you'll be 37 times better by the end of the year. That's the magic of incremental growth. It might not seem like much initially, but soon those small changes will snowball into something significant. It's similar to investing in the stock market, except you're investing in yourself. Clear emphasizes that the key isn't intensity, it's consistency. Most people underestimate the power of steady improvement. We often think success is about making a giant leap, but in reality, it's about tiny shifts that accumulate. Consider this. Brushing your teeth for 2 minutes every day doesn't feel like much, but it prevents cavities. The same principle applies to habits. Small efforts yield big results over time. Cue, craving, response. Reward, the habit loop. Clear breaks down habits into a simple 4-step loop. Cue, craving, response, and reward. This is the blueprint behind every habit, both good and bad. Want to understand why you always reach for a snack when you're bored? It starts with a cue, like feeling bored, followed by a craving, where you want something to do, leading to a response, like grabbing the chips, and ending in a reward, which is that temporary satisfaction. The beauty of understanding this loop is that it empowers you to hack your habits. For example, if you want to start working out, create a cue that triggers your workout, maybe setting your gym clothes out the night before. Then, develop a craving by associating the workout with something you enjoy, like listening to your favorite podcast. Your response is doing the workout, and the reward could be something simple, like the post-workout endorphin rush or a small treat. Make it obvious, easy, attractive, and satisfying. Clear gives us a simple framework for building good habits. Make it obvious, make it easy, make it attractive, and make it satisfying. Here's the breakdown. Make it obvious. If you want to build a habit, make the cues in your environment impossible to ignore. Want to drink more water? Put a water bottle in every room. Make it easy. Start small. Want to start meditating? Don't commit to 30 minutes right away. Start with just 2 minutes a day. You can always build up from there. I struggled with this myself until I moved back to a shorter time. Then I built it up. It didn't take me long to actually want to do longer sessions. It might be different for you, but I do know it worked for me. Make it attractive. Pair your new habit with something you love. If you love watching Netflix, tell yourself you can only watch your favorite show while riding a stationary bike. Make it satisfying. We're wired to seek rewards. Celebrate small wins. After finishing a workout, maybe give yourself a little treat or check off a box on your habit tracker. It reinforces the behavior. I have books and podcasts I love to listen to. This book is one of them. I use them as motivators to go on my daily walk. I almost exclusively listen to them during those walks. It makes me look forward to them even when I feel like I might want to skip and just stay in for the night. Identity, the most powerful motivator. Here's where Clear takes things up a notch. Your habits shape your identity and vice versa. If you see yourself as a runner, you're more likely to go for that run, even on days you don't feel like it. But if running is just something you do, rather than part of who you are, it's easier to skip out when things get tough. Clear argues that lasting change comes when you shift your identity. For me, I used to say I play guitar, but now I say I am a guitar player. I used to say I write, but have switched to I am a writer. Then I do those things, and when I do, I feel pretty good about myself. Instead of focusing on the outcome, like losing weight, focus on becoming the type of person who prioritizes health. I'm someone who eats healthy is a much stronger motivator than telling yourself, I need to lose 10 pounds. Once your identity shifts, the habits that align with that identity become automatic. Break bad habits by flipping the formula. We've talked about building good habits, but what about the bad ones? The same principles apply, just in reverse. Want to quit a bad habit? Make it invisible, unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying. Let's say you want to stop mindlessly scrolling through social media. Make it invisible by removing the app from your phone. Make it unattractive by turning off notifications so you're not tempted. Make it difficult by placing your phone in another room. Finally, make it unsatisfying by tracking the time you waste, so you're constantly reminded of the downside. This has been harder for me, but I am working on making those things I don't want to do harder to do and less convenient. On my off days, I used to spend a lot of time at home, and even in my home office, I would be distracted and find myself wasting time. Now I go to my outside office, even on those days. It's harder to do the things I shouldn't be doing that way. This leads to one of the most important things in the book. Environment over willpower. One of the biggest takeaways from Atomic Habits is that environment matters more than willpower. Willpower fades, but a well-designed environment can make or break your habits. Surround yourself with cues that promote the behaviors you want and eliminate the ones that don't. Do you want to read more? Scatter books around your house? Want to stop eating junk food? Don't keep it in the house. Clear's point is simple. You're the architect of your own environment, so design it to support the life you want. Conclusion. Small habits, big results. At its core, Atomic Habits is a manual for mastering the mundane. That isn't a flashy claim that draws a lot of attention. Making big changes can work, but it is so much more difficult to maintain. I grew so much after Tony Robbins' Awaken the Giant Within program, but I burned out. The small actions you take today may not seem like much, but over time, they lead to life-changing results. Whether you're trying to break a bad habit or start a new one, the secret lies in making small, sustainable changes and sticking with them. That's the only shortcut or magic trick. The way you know and you can continue on is the best path. The question is, what's one tiny habit you can start today that will transform your tomorrow?